In this video, we're going to be comparing the Revvl 6 Pro 5G to the Galaxy A23 5G. Stay tuned. Alright everyone, hopefully you guys are having a good day. Hopefully everyone is safe out there. We have the Galaxy A23 5G on the right side, and we have the Revvl 6 Pro 5G from T-Mobile on the left side. Now, we're going to be putting these phones head to head. I'm going to talk about my experience with both these devices, as well as the specifications and the features, and pretty much tell you which phone is better to pick up for your needs. So we're just going to get straight into this. First and foremost, we're going to talk about the carriers. So as for the Revvl 6 Pro, this is only going to be available at Metro by T-Mobile and T-Mobile. So only two carriers. This device is not going to be available unlocked, so any of the people that need an unlocked phone, I'm sorry, but you can't get this unlocked. Going over to the Galaxy A23 5G, this is available at pretty much every single carrier. It's available at AT&T, Cricket Wireless, Metro by T-Mobile, T-Mobile, and of course, I actually did get this unlocked from Best Buy. So this is actually available at Best Buy. It's available at Amazon.com as well, and a few other places. So the Galaxy A23 5G is probably going to be a better phone for the people that just want to get an unlocked phone. So as far as the release of these devices, these were released pretty close to each other. The Revvl 6 Pro was released about a month or two ago, and the A23 5G was released about 2 weeks ago, 2.5 weeks ago maybe. But getting into some of the specifications, we're going to get into the display size. Now for the Revvl 6 Pro 5G right here, this is going to have a 6.8 inch display. So this is going to be a huge phone. This is actually a bigger phone than the S22 Ultra, and we are going to have a 20.5:9 aspect ratio on the Revvl 6 Pro. As for the Galaxy A23 5G, it is going to be a little bit smaller. It's going to be a 6.6 inch display, and we are going to have a 20:9 aspect ratio. So a little bit different. Now getting into the resolution on the Revvl 6 Pro 5G, we're going to have a 720p display. So this is not going to be full HD. This is going to have a 263 ppi, and this is going to be a TFT display, as well as 60 Hz. So there is no higher refresh rate than 60 Hz. This is just the base refresh rate on the Revvl 6 Pro 5G. Honestly, the display for the price doesn't really look too good. It definitely loses some color and washes a bit out when you turn the screen like this, since it is TFT. So, you know, if you guys are getting the Revvl 6 Pro 5G for a free phone, it's definitely going to get you by, and I think it's going to be an appropriate display for getting this for free or under $100 if you guys get this on a special. But this device doesn't really have a great screen at all. Now getting over to the Galaxy A23 5G, that story changes. So this device is going to have a full HD display. So 1080p. This is going to have a much better PPI. We're actually going to have about 140 more pixels per inch on the A23 5G at 400 pixels per inch. This is going to be an LCD TFT display, but it is beautiful on every single angle, so we aren't going to get washed out angles on the A23 5G, and we actually have double the refresh rate the Revvl 6 Pro 5G has. So we have 120 Hz with our adaptive refresh rate on this display. Now as for the prices on these devices, you can get the Galaxy A23 5G unlocked for $299. Going to the Revvl 6 Pro 5G, you guys can get this device for $220 retail. So the A23 5G retail is going to be about $80 more. Depending where you get these devices from, prices are going to vary. I believe you can get both these devices for free with a port-in number at T-Mobile and Metro by T-Mobile, if I'm not mistaken. If you guys have any other information on that and you guys know about that, definitely leave in the comment section down below. It is definitely appreciated. Now getting into the battery of these devices, both devices surprisingly have a huge 5,000 milliamp battery. Now the thing about the Galaxy A23 5G is it is going to be a much quicker charge for some reason. Now I don't know why, but the Revvl 6 Pro 5G does take a little bit of time to charge. I would say you can probably go from 0 to 100 in 3 hours, so it is going to take a while to charge. A23 5G is going to be much faster for sure. Now getting into the processors, the RAM, the storage, everything on these devices, starting off with the Revvl 6 Pro 5G, we are going to have a MediaTek Dimensity 700 processor. I really haven't been liking that processor, especially for the gamers out there. Now I did download Call of Duty Mobile, PUBG, and I had Genshin Impact on this before, but none of those games are going to work on the Revvl 6 Pro 5G. So if you're looking for a phone to game on, I would definitely go with the A23 5G, or at least something different, because the Dimensity 700 processor isn't really doing that good. I think we had the same issues with the TCL Stylus 5G as well. It's not a good processor, and mixed in with the Revvl 6 Pro 5G and all of its other stuff, it isn't really good at all. However, we do have 128 gigabytes of internal storage, so that is pretty good on the Revvl 6 Pro, and we do have 6 gigabytes of RAM. I don't know why we would need 6 gigabytes of RAM on the Revvl 6 Pro since we have that type of processor, but that is inside of there, so you guys are going to have or be able to, you know, open a bunch of different windows on this without slowing down. So I guess that's the only reason to have a little bit more RAM, because the gaming on this is just horrendous. Going over to the Galaxy A23 5G, we have the Snapdragon 695 in this device. Now, the processor in this is absolutely great. All those games I talked about before on here actually work on the A23 5G. So the Pixel Gun 3D, Call of Duty Mobile, PUBG, Genshin Impact work absolutely perfect on the Galaxy A23 5G. So it's going to work with ease on here. Anyone that's a gamer, you guys are going to have a great gaming experience on the A23 5G. Processor is beautiful. We also only have 4 gigabytes of RAM, so the processor mixed with the Snapdragon 695 is definitely going to be a better experience on the A23 5G. We do also have half the storage that the Revvl 6 Pro has, 64 gigabytes to be exact, but we can actually expand our storage via micro SD card on the A23 5G, so that's always good to see. Now, as far as my experience on both these devices, I feel like the A23 5G is going to be a much better buy for gaming, for usability, for fluidity, for going through social media, taking notes, using the calculator. Pretty much everything on the A23 5G is going to be much smoother, and it's going to be a much better device as far as the performance goes. Getting into the cameras on these devices, both these devices are going to have a 50 megapixel main camera. Our secondary camera on both these devices are going to be a wide camera, and they are going to be 5 megapixels. So both these devices are quad cameras. Our last two for both these devices are going to be 2 megapixels as well. On both these devices, we also have that ultra wide angle camera, so we can use 0.5 times zoom, but I would say the Galaxy A23 5G is definitely going to be better at taking photos and taking video. You guys are just going to have a much better experience, and we'll do some camera comparisons later on in another video, but the A23 5G is going to beat out the Revvl 6 Pro 5G in real world use. Beautiful thing about both these devices, however, is they both have NFC, and if we take a look at the bottom of the phone, we actually both have 3.5 millimeter headphone jack, so that's something that we don't usually see. And we have some pretty good side-mounted fingerprint sensors. Now, I think the haptic feedback and the fingerprint sensor is going to be a little bit more accurate on the A23 5G, but both have pretty quick and accurate fingerprint sensors, so there's no issues there. Definitely like what I'm seeing on both these devices, just because Metro by T-Mobile, and a bunch of other carriers are actually offering these phones at some pretty awesome deals. The Galaxy A23 5G, I believe you can even get free at Metro by T-Mobile right now. And the Revvl 6 Pro 5G, I think you can get free as well. So depending on where you go, both these devices are going to be at a very, very low price depending on your upgrade. Maybe you're switching your number over to a new company. You are going to get those good prices. But if we're just talking retail on both these devices, this device is $220, and the A23 5G is going to be $300 fully unlocked. The phone I would pick, even paying $80 more, would be the Galaxy A23 5G. Just has a much better performance in gaming and your day-to-day tasks. The display looks much brighter, much better, and obviously way more fluid. So the winner of this video is the Galaxy A23 5G. Obviously, it's going to be up to you to make the decision. I think money-wise, I think that's going to be the biggest decision to choose. So if you need to get a cheaper phone, go with the Revvl 6 Pro 5G. But if you want to get a really, really good phone at a cheap price, decent camera, great gaming and performance capabilities, the A23 5G is going to be the phone for you. Yeah, guys, hopefully this video did help you at all. If you have any questions at all, leave them in the comments section down below, and I'll go ahead and answer them to the best of my ability. But hopefully you guys have a great day. This has been Stefan from TechRight. Peace out, Tech Gang.